Mm, okay. You know, this is a good color. This shit make you want to be like, make a phone call. Like, I got some shit for you to come and get. No, I'm kidding. Well, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, should I say welcome back to my channel? This is my third video, so welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, it is the power of being spiritual and manifesting. So it's not going to be that long. I think I'm a novice compared to some other people. I can only really speak on my own personal experiences and go from there, really. So my hair, I need new sewing, but I can only speak on my own personal experiences. Hold on. Hello. Hi.
You doing your video?
I am. You see?
How's it going?
I just started. You on camera? I'm recording. I'm gonna edit it out though.
Yeah.
I might put a little piece. Go ahead.
Alright, we'll just call me done.
Okay. All
Buy
right.
some eats.
What'd you say?
Buy you some eats.
What you about to get?
That shit I didn't told you about.
The Chipotle? The better than Chipotle?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll call you when I'm done.
Alright.
Anyway. But where was I? I can only speak on my personal experiences, so we're gonna go from there. So my definition of spirituality. So I was raised on Christian beliefs, and I still do have the core Christian beliefs. And basically, the core Christian beliefs is knowing there's a God. I pray every day. God reigns over all. So I definitely still incorporate God into being spiritual. And I have a friend that's very spiritual too, and she understands that too. We pray together and everything. So what spirituality is to me is really just getting in tune with self. You know, you get in tune with the universe. Spirituality is getting in tune with your chakras, being in tune with yourself. I think that's, in simple terms, I can explain of what spirituality is. It's getting in tune with yourself and being in tune with yourself. What started my spiritual journey? So I live by more life. At this point, I feel like I don't even have to keep saying it, because anybody who knows me knows that, but I really live by more life. So I always live by like, okay, well, let me be positive, good energy around me and everything. So I did that already from the get-go. But this past January, I had a friend introduce me to a healing rock, and my life has changed ever since. And that's what sparked my spiritual awakening or my spiritual journey. From personal experience, it was like with that healing rock, I had so many traumas and things come up for me that I didn't even realize I needed to heal from. And that really kick-started excuse me, the journey of being spiritual. So having that healing rock, sitting with it and praying to God, that's what really kick-started it. So what the power of being spiritual. So there's pros and cons to it. I can only speak on my personal experiences, so I want to consistently say this is a disclaimer. Everybody's journey is different. Like, this is just for me. So do I want to start with pros or cons? I'm gonna start with cons, like just the two that I have. One con is that I'm very sensitive to energies, very, very sensitive. I'm actually very emotional. I was not always this way, but since my spiritual awakening journey, I'm like a hella fucking emotional now. But I'm very sensitive to energy. So with that being said, it caused me to be emotional. And the second con is, I know online you see all this positive shit, all these positive memes and everything. I'm here to tell you the spiritual journey is not always fucking positive. It's not. Like, it's literally cringeworthy sometimes. I actually saw a meme. I'm gonna see if I can find it and like probably post it in this video right here. But the second con is literally, it's not all fucking gumdrops and rainbows. There are literally gonna be some days where you want to sit in your bed and just cry all day. I kid you not. At least for me, this is my journey or my definition. But literally, it's literally cringeworthy. You'll have, at least for me, you'll have so much shit come up for you that I'm like, what the fuck? I needed to heal from this? This was a problem? you know, but I didn't get to that point until I started doing my spiritual journey. So those are my two cons. You know, I'm very sensitive to energies. Then the second thing is like some days I will literally just want to be in my room for like days and not talk to anybody. And because I have such a, I don't want to say outgoing personality, because believe it or not, I'm an introvert, but you will know when I'm in one of those funks where I need to just get back to self, if that makes any sense. So those are my two cons. Now the pros, I have so many pros. For me personally, I think like me being on my spiritual journey, I just feel more happy. I handle situations so much differently. I've done so much healing. It plays a key part in how I manifest things. What's another huge pro? You know, that I found myself. You know, I am genuinely my authentic self, and I think I already was like that, but being on this spiritual journey has enhanced it. So my main pro from this is literally, I am literally myself. You know, I tapped into a whole nother level of self that I didn't even know was specifically there. So those are my like pros and cons. Now, why I think it's powerful. Being spiritual is powerful because there's chakras, and this is like a surface level video, so I'm not gonna get too in tune to what your chakras are, what they do and everything. But once you're in tune, you're aligning all your chakras, it's this sense of understanding that, you know, nothing really could give you. Prayer gives it to you, God gives it to you, but when you know there's a God, and then on top of that you're tapped into your spiritual side, you are just on a whole nother level of consciousness. Oh, and another con is that some people would think that you're fucking crazy. That's why you need to make sure that you're around people who understand it too, because it can sort of lower your vibrations. But for me, that's my specific con with it too. I forgot to mention that. But why it's powerful, like I said, it definitely plays a part in how I manifest it. It plays a part in who I let in my life. You know, it plays a part in how I conduct my life. It plays a part in how I think. It plays a part in so many things. So being spiritual is powerful because it really helps you tap into self. And that's the most simplest, broadest way I can explain it. Excuse my eye if you can see that it's red. I got my lashes done yesterday. But that's the simple, broadest way, you know, that I can specifically explain it. And if you guys are considering being spiritual, know that when you first do it, if you're there's a fly here, hold on, sorry, but if you are considering being spiritual, everybody's journey is different, but I would definitely recommend following Awakening Light, you know, pages like that and everything. But being spiritual, those are my pros to it. That's what I love about it. I think that, like I said, I still have my Christian values. You know, I was raised on Christianity, and to be honest, there's no way that I would be able, for me personally, that I would be able to be spiritual if I didn't have them, because God reigns above all. So that's my take on being spiritual, why it's powerful. You know, for me personally, it's just you get tapped into self. Like, and then even when you're tapped into self, I made a post like almost a year ago at this point, but there's 3 things. You know, once you get in tune with self, you know, and then once you get into itself, you start to align with purpose. And then the third thing is, when you're aligned with purpose, you're unstoppable, because it's your God-given right. You know, it's your divine universe given shit. You know, you can't be stopped, because this is beyond the physical realm. You know, this is beyond this dimension. Is 5D. Yeah. And there's, like I said already, 3D, 5D dimensions. You know, 3D is what you see. You see me on camera, you see your mom, you see your sisters, and then 5D is your level of consciousness. So that is what spirituality is to me, and why it's powerful, and why I want to start with that, because to me, from my journey, I can only speak on my personal things, and it ties into manifesting. So manifestation, that's what you manifest. Let me take this. I gotta go over to my friend and get my hair redone. But manifesting. Okay, so I don't even know how I want to structure, like how I want to talk about it, because I just want to talk about my personal experience, because I just want to be able to share my story, and then hopefully it'll help others. So with manifesting, the first thing for me with manifesting, I have to make sure I'm in a good headspace. You know, I can't manifest anything if I'm not in a good headspace. So sometimes I'll go sit in the park. That's another thing with being spiritual. You really want to get in touch with nature and everything. I'll go sit in the park, clear my mind and everything. And then once I'm in good spirits, I'll come home and start writing things down. Now, I have a dry erase board, you know, and I write the month, all my events and whatever I have going on that month. I'll literally write that on the board, and then I have a thick like planner. So it's not a regular planner, it's not a regular one, it's literally one that's like thicker, so I can really write down things. So after I go to the park and I'm in a good headspace, I'll literally write my goals down. I have short-term goals, I have long-term goals, I have desires, I have wants, and even when it's with my personal growth too, I still write those down. Like this month I want to mend a friendship, or this month I want to call an old friend or whatever. So I actually write those things down, and that's a small manifestation. So writing, and one of my friends told me, and I won't ever forget when she said this too, she was like, writing your goals down or whatever it is that you want to manifest is 50% of it. And she's like a queen at manifesting. So long story short, like me and her were chatting around like May, and she was basically saying like, yeah, I want to move, you know. And I'm like, you know what, if you want to move, make that happen. You know, if you want to move, you can make that happen. And she was applying for jobs and getting like down and all these things, and she would call me, and I'm just like, listen, if you want to make this move, then, you know, be patient with the process. Everything's going to turn out the way that you want it to turn out. You know, just be patient as long as you want it to happen. And I kid you not, she made a move she made a move literally across the country in 3 months from manifesting, because that's what she wanted. So that's the power of manifesting. For me personally, when I manifest, it's like, okay, again, tapped in, gotta know who I am. You know, if I don't know who I am, I don't know what I want. So for me, when I manifest, I'm very adamant on what I manifest. So I'm a Leo, so we're stubborn. So when I say I want something, I go to hell and high water to get it. And that's a part of manifestation too. You need to be very aware of what you want. So you need to be very aware of who you are, so you know what you want. And it goes back to the quote that I really say all the time too. Be careful of your thoughts, man. Your thoughts are so powerful. I literally cannot explain that to people. Like, I literally cannot express that enough. Like, your thoughts play such a huge role. One of my other friends literally say, your inner world is a reflection of your outer world. So with that being said, you need to pay very, very close attention to what you're thinking. Your thoughts turn into what you say, and what you say turn into what you do. So for me, you limit yourself. You know, you limit yourself. You know, society, they have the bullshit, but at the end of the day, you limit yourself. When I think of things, to be honest, in the humblest way, I don't think there's anything that I can't do. I'm not great at everything though. You know, I'm humble enough to say, yeah, girl, I can't do this. You know, like, this isn't for me. This isn't a talent that I have. You're gifted at that. I'm not. You know, I'm humble enough to be that way, but I'm also very aware of my thoughts, meaning that I don't limit myself. If there is something that I want to attain, if there's a goal that I want, I write it down, I think about it, I sit on it, and I make it happen. You know, be very stern on your goals. Be very stern on what you want out of life. Be very positive in your way of thinking too. I cannot explain it enough. Your thought process is so important. And since we're on manifestation, I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure I already said it, but you can't manifest anything if you don't know who you are. And you can't manifest anything if you're not in a good mental. Your mental is so important. Like, for me, I'm so selective on who I call my friends. I'm so selective who I am around. I'm very selective of, even in simple terms, what I look at on the internet. I am very selective about what I look at on the internet. I make sure I follow people that believe the same things that I do, unless I've known them for a while, but I'm very aware of the energy that I consume. And that goes back into spirituality. Spirituality, you just know energy is very, very, very important. But for me, with manifesting, I need to make sure I'm in high spirits, and I need to have people around me. So for me, I have big goals. I have huge goals, that I'm still working on, some that I've accomplished, some that I haven't yet, some that's still in the process, and things like that. But with that being said, I have people, I'm already in a good mindset, but I also have people around me that consistently contribute to my positive mindset. That's very, very, very important. I can honestly say from my own experience that my friends are really the reason as to why I have a lot of the stuff that I have. I already did the groundwork, which means that I paid attention to my mental. I wrote my goals down. I said what I wanted. I put out to the universe. Be careful of your tongue, because what you say, the universe and God is always listening, always listening. So with that being said, be careful of your tongue. So for me, I already did the groundwork. My mindset is already here. I don't limit myself. My mind is already right. I'm already saying these things, and I'm actively making decisions for my goals. Now, you do need support, you do need support. And my friends and people who I hold close to me, they support. And you'll have some times where you're just like, oh my God, am I crazy for thinking this? Am I crazy for having this big goal? But then that's why it's so important to have people around you that's like, no, you're not crazy. You can achieve it. Just like with that story I just said with my friend when she moved across the country. She even told me that she would call me, for that reason, because she needed somebody to push her to make sure that she was still making that right decision. We limit ourselves, and that story in itself, how I just told you she would call me, you need people like that. Find people like that. I'm definitely a type of person that I will go out to look for people that have the same goals as me. I'll go out to look and form new friendships and everything, just because I'm very aware that I can already have a mindset, but I need that extra push too. So the power of manifesting is it literally changes your life. When you manifest stuff, it changes your life. With it changing your life, that's why I said you have to be very aware of what you say. Like, notice. Sorry for that weird cutscene, but pay attention to what you say. I already reiterated it. What you think turns into what you say, and what you say turns into what you do. So be very aware of what you're feeding your mind. That's the first step to anything. Your mind plays a part in how your life is going to turn out. Your mind plays a part in the goals that you want to establish. Your mind plays a significant part in any and everything that you specifically want. So the video is already getting long. I didn't want it to be too long because, like I already said, this is an introduction. This isn't a in-depth video, but I did have notes. But if you guys want me to do something in depth, I can. But this is what won on the poll. But to wrap up, be mindful of the energy, that you consume. Be mindful of the people that you're around. Be mindful of your thoughts. You are the creator of your reality. I'm literally going to consistently keep saying that. You are the creator of your reality. How you think is going to be, how you think is how you view the outer world. So I'm glad I did this video, because I feel like even now when I'm online, I see a lot more people actually on this spiritual journey. It makes me happy. It makes me really happy that a lot of people are on this spiritual journey. I always say I don't know what my next video is going to be, because I really don't. I think at this point, I'll probably just keep doing polls on my Instagram and then letting people choose, or if I really want to put out a video, then I will. But I really want to do girl talk. I think I'm going to do that next. I keep saying, I feel like I said that the past 2 videos. But yeah, and to wrap this up, between spirituality and manifesting, spiritual is getting into itself. I urge everybody to get into itself. It's an amazing feeling. It's a lot of healing. It's a rough journey, but it's so worth it in the end. And then when it comes to manifesting, something that I would want people to take away is that you create your reality. You can manifest whatever it is that you want. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't. So stay focused on what you want and manifest whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is that you want, you can manifest, and be mindful of your tongue. But is it still COVID? And it's still COVID, so I'm still gonna tell people to be or stay safe. But I guess I'll see you next time.